Thank you for joining us for segment 2 of our first lesson in our Advent Bible study entitled Advent Now. You are viewing this presentation at the A. Carter Vincent Consortium at www.acartervincent.com. Again, in section 1, we established that the early Christians had an expectation that Jesus would return during their lifetime. The Gospel of Luke, chapter 21, verses 24 through 28, reports that Jesus foretold, Jesus prophesied, if you would, some events that would occur that would signal his return. Luke chapter 21, verse 24 through 28. This is Jesus talking. They, meaning Jewish people, will be brutally killed by the sword or sent away as captives to all the nations of the world. And Jerusalem itself will be conquered and trampled down by the Gentiles until the age of the Gentiles come to an end. Of course, Gentiles meaning a non-Jewish person. And there will be strange events in the skies, signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And down here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. The courage of many people will falter because of the fearful fate they see coming upon the earth, because the stability of the very heavens will be broken up. Then everyone will see the Son of Man, talking about Jesus, will see the Son of Man arrive on the clouds with power and great glory. So, when all these things begin to happen, stand straight and look up, for your salvation is near. Jesus told them some things that would happen, and it did. One of the primary things was the destruction of the Jerusalem temple, the Jewish temple, the center of Jewish life, the center of Jewish faith. The Bible says that some Jewish people rose up in revolt. At that time, the Roman army was occupying the city of Jerusalem and surrounding territories. And there were a lot of Jewish people that weren't happy about that. And so they would lead revolt after revolt. The particular revolt that began in 66, known as the Jewish War, so we're talking about AD 66, we're talking about 33 years after the death, burial, resurrection, and ascension or return of Jesus back to heaven. 33 years after that, this Jewish war began. And in the first part of the war, Jewish people were winning. Jewish forces actually were able to drive out the Roman soldiers from the city of Jerusalem. So Jewish people at the beginning, they had some success, but alas, the Roman government just had abundant resources and could call in even human resources as pertains into bringing overwhelming number of soldiers into that area to fight the Jews. And indeed, Emperor Nero gave General Vespasian 2 orders. Destroy the Jerusalem temple, destroy the entire city of Jerusalem. And so, culminating around the year 70 A.D., in the end, the Roman forces totally destroyed the city of Jerusalem. Burned down the houses, just totally destroyed the city. Not only did they destroy the city, but countless numbers of Jewish people. Some estimate could be upwards to 300,000 people or more. 300,000 Jewish people. We'll just use the term. Countless numbers of Jewish people were either executed and killed right out, or they were taken to slavery. There is documentation that so many Jewish people were put onto the slave market from that one event that it drove down the price of slaves throughout the global market. That the number of Jewish people that were sold into slavery from the conqueror of Jerusalem flooded the world market. That's how many Jewish people went into slavery. So after witnessing this, Jewish people that were Christians, and then later on non-Jewish people that embraced the faith, they saw the destruction of Jerusalem as one of the signs that Jesus had foretold would occur before he returned. Jesus also talked about cosmic disruptions. A strong example of cosmic disruption that took place during that time was the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the Mediterranean area. That occurred in AD 79. And the eruption of that volcano was so intense, so powerful, that it totally destroyed the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum. These were two Roman cities. They were opulent cities. They were resort towns. People there were rich. I mean, these were major cities. When the volcano erupted, it destroyed those cities. It affected the weather patterns in that entire region. Ashes were seen to the farthest areas of that region. It caused tidal waves. It caused tsunamis. That eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79 brought a whole different level and wave of destruction, natural destruction. So because of the destruction of Jerusalem and other cosmic events such as the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, Jewish Christians and indeed non-Jewish Christians as well saw these as signs of Jesus' return. And so they had great expectation that based upon what they knew of the scriptures, based upon what they had been told, the stories that had been passed down, they believed that Jesus would be returning during their lifetime. So there was this expectation, again, because some of the prophecy that Jesus spoke had been fulfilled. So there was this expectation that Jesus would return any day. And since Jesus would be returning any day, then the thought for Christians was that we've got to do all we can to get the gospel message out. We've got to go into all of the world spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. Well, that ends our second segment. We're going to come back with our third segment of the first lesson in our Advent study series entitled Advent Now. Thank you for joining us at the A. Carter Vinson Consortium, www.acartervinson.com. Join us for segment 3.